Everyone, welcome to the Wellness Wake Up here on Better Together as One. You know, one of the things we're committed to is ensuring that we put you into action when it comes to your health. And one aspect of health, mental health, is certainly something that we are passionate about and committed to helping you make a difference in your lives. So what better person to do that with than Stephanie Peachy, who is the owner, social worker of Peachy Counseling and Family Support. Welcome, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Now, as a social worker, a master's in social work you have, and you're seeing hundreds of people. Can you tell us a little bit of background about who you are and what you do here at this office to help our community?
Sure. So, as you said, I'm a social worker, and I opened this practice to support the community. Myself, I do counseling for families, for couples, individuals, for a wide variety of issues, and also specialize in some separation and divorce. So I'm also an accredited family mediator and provide various assessments for the court process. The practice as a whole is primarily therapeutic in nature, with our goal being to support our community. The practice opened before COVID, and we were busy then. Since COVID, obviously, we've only become busier. And interestingly enough, even though we like to think we're at the tail end, this is our busiest time, with people trying to find their new normal, and I think hitting some acceptance about what the world really is now, and settling into how do I move forward and how do I cope with this?
Yes, so powerful. One of the things I loved when I was, reading your website and diving into who you are and what you do here at your practice, one of the things that resonated with me is that you really are about putting people into action and taking charge of their health. And you're absolutely right. Long before the pandemic, we had a mental health crisis on our hands. Yes. Now we are facing an even more crisis, and we're just at the beginning. Can you speak to some of the key things that you've been seeing of late that's impacting families in our community, and what are they struggling with?
I think that's a great question, because you're right, we're mentally at the end, but we're still very much in the beginning of getting a sense of what is life going to be. So I think what we've seen is that every family is impacted by this in various ways, right? I've heard the quote before of, we're all in the same storm, but we're not in the same boat. And I love that imagery because everybody's boat is very different. And so people are coming in and showing us, this is what my boat looks like. There's a leak here, or the motor's out. So kids have definitely been a big focus of ours. We have some children's therapists who work exclusively with children. And we've seen a lot of behavioral challenges, anxiety, depression, that we're not really used to seeing in kids. They've always been there. But kids now that maybe would have been deemed very well adjusted are now really struggling in different ways. For couples, certainly couples have had challenges.
Yes.
When I think about the lack of, the drive to work, the seeing colleagues in the hallway, the interactions at lunch, those are all gone, and it's you and your spouse, right? You and your partner potentially at home all day, every day, in each other's space, sharing lunches. There is such a thing as too much time together, I think.
Yes, and the added pressures that have been placed on us as couples and as families. Children have been home schooling. There's been all these other fears and issues that only make that matter worse.
Absolutely. And I think we've said to a lot of couples, we have your relationship, but we also kind of have your business relationship going on, right? Yes. You're sort of managing this household that suddenly has children at home all the time. How do you redistribute how you're going to meet their needs? And also not forgetting how to meet your needs, but also your needs as a couple and having that time together. And a lot of issues, I think, that for couples, they were able to put on the back burner because they're so busy and they're out of the house and they've got karate and hockey and dance, suddenly are really bubbling up because there's nowhere to run.
Right. Oh, this is so important to talk about because I think a lot of families feel like they're alone. And although they know others are suffering, this is really difficult times, and it's really good to hear that you're seeing this. But the more important part is that there's something we can do about it. And that's why we're so honored and excited to be able to have Stephanie, and we're going to stay tuned because we're going to do some segments putting you into action. Let's unpack this very difficult subject, and let's look at ways that we can help you and your family live well, not just now, but in the years to come. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.